Bout number 5 is brought to you by Dream Machines, the leader of on and off-road fun, Missouri's #1 Polaris dealership. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, Bruan, Herrera. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, Jonah, the Dragon, Andrews. Oh, baby, let's go.
Oh, baby, let's go. I'm excited for this one, Justin.
Yeah, this might be the fight that I've been looking forward to most of the entire card outside of our main event.
Agreed.
I've been fortunate to call, I think, 6 of Jonah Andrews' fights so far, man, and I love to see this kid perform every time. Holy cow, and we are off at a sprint.
I will say that the athlete advantage, I believe, is in the hands of Jonah Andrews. His explosiveness could be the difference in this fight. We'll just have to watch it play out.
Speaking of advantages, Jonah did miss weight by 3 pounds yesterday, so we'll see if the weight cut takes a toll on Herrera.
Herrera catches a leg in the air off a missed kick, takes down Andrews as he looks to regard here. Good urgency on Andrews to get back to his feet.
Just a furious pace here from Brian Herrera. Not letting Jonah Andrews any ability to use that athleticism.
But making Jonah work here, you know, and if you mentioned the weight miss, I want to see how this plays off. I know it's only 3-minute rounds because of the amateur ranks, but still at this pace, we can see who tires out first.
Break of the clinch as we get into halfway through round number 1 here on our Hoy excavation clock.
Beautiful defense by Jonah, stuffs the takedown. Almost a small little arm drag to get to the back of Brian Herrera. Now Herrera playing defense here on the takedown attempt.
Good head pressure from Jonah Andrews, looking to get behind here and reap that backside leg. The patented DC1 outside trip.
Beautiful job to follow instructions for Jonah. We heard Trey Ogden in his corner imploring him to go DC1, which is that leg read. He's able to secure the takedown.
Good far side underhook here from Jonah Andrews and using the cage to pin Herrera's head.
And that's what's preventing Herrera from getting up, is that he doesn't have the underhook. And it's a constant battle from that half guard position. Who has the underhook?
Got the hands clasped together in the front headlock here.
Let's look to see what he does with this if he decides to snap.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him to go anaconda with the cage in the way. And Herrera on the front headlock attempt of his own as they get up and scramble.
High elbow guillotine now, but punches on the break.
Seconds left here in round number 1. Jonah Andrews eating a couple clean shots here in the last few seconds.
Some high-level stuff from some 20-year-old kids on the amateur scene. You love to see it. You can only think of what the future looks like for them. I know we're only past the first round, but here in the replay, we see the explosion right off the bell ring for Jonah. Brian immediately pushes him to the fence, grabs a leg off the failed kick, takes him down. But beautiful get up from Jonah. Was able to get up shortly after and then put Herrera on the defense, securing his own takedown. And then towards the end of the round, we saw Herrera get up, look for this front headlock. He punches on the break here. Very competitive round from both these gentlemen.
Yeah, thank God that I'm not a judge tonight. I'm not sure how I would exactly score that one as we in the Concrete Inc. replay. Jeff, if you had to sit behind the judges table tonight, who would you give that round to?
That's tough. I might edge that to Jonah for effectiveness of the grappling. Granted, Herrera had more takedowns, but effectiveness comes into question here. What did he do with those takedowns? Was Jonah able to get back up to his feet almost immediately? The answer is yes. So a slight edge, but I'm not a judge. I'm not watching to judge. I'm watching to give commentary on this, so it's tough to say, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, incidental low blow. Gonna have to take a pause in the action as Herrera collects his consciousness over here. Man, both guys off to such a fast pace already here in round number 2, and just here we go to the Concrete Inc. replay. Oh, they don't get much cleaner than that. Oh, wow. You know, sometimes when you're throwing that inside low kick and you leave your toes pointed up, the leg starts to rise, and you know, you hear the crowd booing as if that was an intentional blow, man, but
yeah, that was a bad one.
That was bad.
Inside low kick, meant to slap the thigh, right? Either the shin hits the thigh or the foot hits the thigh. Regardless, both are good. What's not good is when it becomes a foul and hits the cup. That was a hard shot.
You know, and like I was saying, a lot of that goes based off the direction of the foot is placed when you actually throw the kick itself. If you see his foot was pointed towards the ceiling, start to bring his foot all the way up in between the legs. You turn your foot inwards, goes inside the knee, inside the calf, inside the thigh.
And you got to think, does this favor Jonah getting a breather here? If he missed weight, if they're fighting at a pretty relentless pace, him getting a little breather here off a foul, this is good for him. You know, and if I'm Herrera, I might try to. I mean, easier to say without getting kicked in the jewels, but I might try to recover a little quickly. I'm not trying to give my opponent any rest if he missed weight.
I don't know if there's going to be recovering any quicker than this right now, man. He looks to be still really going through it.
That was a hard shot. Audible reaction.
I think he's going to take a point.
Wow.
Man, I'm not so sure I agree with the point deduction. I mean, I understand your warning is in the back. You read the rules in and there, but incidental contact, I don't know. It's a toss-up for me on things like this.
Tough call. I think with fouls, a lot of times they beautiful takedown for Herrera. With fouls, sometimes, how much did it change the fight? I think that's what a lot of the refs look at when they're looking to take a point for the foul, and that was a pretty hard shot. So I'm kind of with you. I don't know if that was right or not, but hey, he's been reffing for a long time. Good scrambling from both these gentlemen.
Great scrambles, like you said, from both gentlemen. Just disappearing out of any awkward exchanges.
And Bruan relentless with these takedown attempts. And Jonah's just been successful with the scrambles and getting back to his feet. I'd like to see Bruan believe in his hands a little bit more. We've seen him strike in the past. He's looked great on the feet.
You know, sometimes when you get two wrestlers in there like that, they always sniff each other's butts like two dogs in the yard. Let's see who can take who down first.
Yeah, almost like you're looking to prove a point. But in his last fight, you know, at the last FAC, he fought a more credentialed grappler and struck a lot more than he's doing here tonight.
Big knee up the body from Jonah Andrews on the break there.
You hear the corner of Jonah imploring him to use his wrestling to take Bruan down and attempt it.
Halfway through round number 2 on the Hoy excavation clock here at FAC 22.
Big shot landed there. A short little hook landed right on the cheekbone of Bruan Herrera.
Jonah circling to the back here, looking up at the screen to kind of check the clock. Good.
Sorry, Justin. I think the physicality of Jonah coming into play here. I talked about his explosiveness, and he's almost been able to muscle a lot of these situations. And you add the technique that he has with that, and he's able to get out of a lot of these.
Jonah Andrews doing a great job securing that far side wrist. And, you know, we're seeing it a lot more, guys trying to do everything they can to stay behind the shoulders before they get their opponent broken down to a hip like this.
And we're just seeing the difference of when Bruan gets down Jonah, not much action's happening, right? Not much ground and pound has landed. Jonah's up shortly after as to when Jonah takes down Bruan, he's able to control, get some top time, some ride time, and is able to land some pretty big shots.
Just destroying the body with knees from the top here. Small cage grab from Bruan Herrera. Round number 2 comes to a close.
High-paced round, another one. A lot of grappling exchanges here in the Concrete Inc. replay. We see them start out getting back to where they started. Bruan immediately on the takedown. But Jonah was up shortly after, and here we see the defense of Jonah. Stuffs the head, immediately starts to create space, pushes the elbow down, moves his way to the back. That's just classic folk style wrestling 101. Is cup the elbow, pass it, get to the back, and in folk style wrestling that'd be a 2. In MMA, you know, you have options. Do you land a ground and pound? Do you look to attack the back?
Wow. Here's our fight stats of the evening. 2 out of 9 for Bruan Herrera on takedown attempts, but 2 minutes of almost complete control time for Jonah Andrews here.
That's dang near a round. You know, these amateur rounds are 3 minutes long, so to have ride time of 3 minutes is impressive, or close to a full round is impressive.
Round number 3, we're gonna see some funky scorecards here, I have a feeling, with that first round, and then we see the point deduction in round number 2. Round number 1 was really close. Ooh, and a big electric body kick lands for Jonah Andrews.
That looked like it cut through the body of Bruan Herrera. That was very well placed, great placement. And that's what you want from body kicks. You want to go right underneath the elbow.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Same exact kick that Herrera got hit with in the second round. Inside low kick from the close stance when both fighters are orthodox.
Here's the Concrete Inc. replay again. Ooh, same exact kick. Ooh, the shin right between the legs. Now let's see if the referee takes a point away.
I will say it was in a movement. It did look a little lighter. Regardless, they're both fouls. They both hurt. I've been on the wrong end of some kicks to the cup, and they're never fun, regardless if it was hard, soft, medium, whatever. They don't feel good. So,
yeah, definitely can dictate.
No pun intended.
Definitely can dictate the outcome of the rest of the round once that happens. Let's see. Is he going to take it? Okay. You know, there's only one thing you can ask for with referees, judges, and umpires is to be consistent.
Yeah, these scorecards are going to be all over the place. Someone really needs to get ahead of this. If Jonah did win the first round, it makes it a draw. I think it's no question he won the second round. And now with the point being gone for Bruan, he might need a finish here, depending how that first round was scored. Like you said earlier, I'm glad I'm not a judge.
Gentleman in the corner here jockeying for head position. Bruan Herrera a little unorthodox here to keep that leg off the ground of Jonah Andrews and keep him a little unathletic.
It's actually a pretty clean technique. We used to see DC use it. Put that knee up in the middle. It's almost like a high crotch, but you just use your knee for a little help. A beautiful defense from Jonah there.
Hearing Coach Trey Ogden yell for the single leg attempt for Jonah Andrews. I think he still might be trying to get his bearings back. Still jockeying for that head position. Ooh, good shoulder strike there from Jonah Andrews. Looking to cut and break, but catches a hook on the way out.
A little slower pace now this round, but maybe we get some more action as they're out in the open on the striking. This is what I would like to see Bruan do earlier. Instead of just relentless takedown attempts is, hey, let's see you set them up with your hands.
Our unofficial strike counter has Jonah Andrews landing 42 of 62 punches tonight. Or total strikes, I apologize, wow. Big knee to the body, and Bruan Herrera eats it like a snack.
Beautiful just read from Jonah Andrews. Bruan Herrera changes his levels. He throws a knee. Could have touched the face a little bit, but that's on Herrera for changing levels, right? The target was the body. He moved his head down there.
Well, round number 3 comes to a close. I wish I could give you a prediction of who I thought's going to come out on top of this one, but man, I don't know where these cards are going to be. Here we are in the Concrete Ink replay. A big left hand from Jonah Andrews. Nice combo as well. And here we are back on the grappling exchanges that we saw so much tonight. Really high level exchanges in the clinch from both gentlemen tonight. You know, when we get to the middle of the card like this, it's so hard to tell the amateurs from the pros, you know?
Yeah, and we mentioned it earlier, but I can't stop talking about it. How young these kids are. Regardless of the result, both these kids are going to get better from this. This is what they should be doing as amateurs. Very high level fight for the amateur ranks. I'm excited for their future.
Awaiting the official decision might take longer than usual with how all over these scorecards might be. With between point deductions and the equal exchanges in the first round, this could be all over the place, ladies and gentlemen. Here's our unofficial stats of the evening. Bruan Herrera, 2 of 11 on his takedown attempts. Little under 30 seconds of ground control compared to the overwhelming 2 minutes that Jonah Andrews was able to amass. Had one deep submission attempt that Herrera was able to squeeze out of, but man, non-stop action from both gentlemen from the second that door closed. Here we have our man Woody walking to the cage. I think he might have an answer for us.
Nail biter right there. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Jonah Andrews.
Jonah Andrews improving to 7-3 by way of unanimous decision.
Joined by our winner, Jonah Andrews. What a performance, what a war. You guys went back and forth, grappling exchanges, striking exchanges. What's going through your head right now after a big win like that?
Bruan Herrera, he's a good kid. He's a good fighter. Probably the best I've had in all of my 9 fights. I plan on going pro soon, so I'm ready to be the next FAC champ and hit the UFC too. So,
UFC in mind, just 21 years old. Future's looking bright. In that second round, a foul was made. You were going for an inside low kick. A point was taken. What's going through your head when that point's taken?
it was fair. I didn't mean to hit him in the nuts. I was trying to hit his thigh, but you know, it is what it happens. It wasn't on purpose, so yeah.
It happens. Inside low kicks, they can touch the cup. Beautiful performance. You already told us what's next for you. Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Jonah Andrews.
Jonah Andrews improving to 7-3 inside of the Milagro winner's circle here at FAC 22.